TikTok compilation that might wake you up and change your reality. Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
You guys know the soda Sierra Mist?
Yes.
Yeah. There is an influencer named Sierra Mist. Pepsi sent her a cease and desist. She looked it up. Their trademark had lapsed. She bought it.
Oh no.
Holy shit.
They tried to buy it from her for like $10 million and she said no.
What?
And now she's like leveraging it. Someone on their team didn't renew their trademark. That shit's supposed to be like an auto renewal.
No, I know. For something that big.
I love a corporate exploit.
I love an underdog
Yes.
winning.
They replaced it with Starry. Leverage gone. Should have took the 10 mil. What do you think?
Maths teacher.
No.
Where he got his money from, people still don't know.
He got his money. So someone I know who was very close to him and knew him since he lived in a one bedroom. You know, he asked Jeffrey one day, he's like, how do you make all your money? And he said, well, I'm the guy that recovers the money from people that cannot go to the police. So just say someone who's a billionaire, they might be making money illegally, drug money or something. And someone's just run off with 500 million of their money. They can't go to the police. They go to Jeffrey. I don't know how Jeffrey recovers it. My take on that is Jeffrey was definitely with the CIA at some point. Like I've had friends in intelligence like say that to me. I think he was CIA are known to doing a lot of shady shit. I think it got to a point where maybe he wanted to leave and then they were like, oh no, you're not leaving, we're just gonna set you up.
Definitely not CIA. It's Mossad. Mossad funded all his assets and illegal activities because he was Mossad agent, and so was his attorney, DeSerwich, and Ghislaine Maxwell.
These are the 10 most dangerous gangs in East LA. East LA consists of 3 sections: Boyle Heights, Lincoln Heights, El Sereno. No specific order. Let's get into it. First, we got Primera Flats. Now, Primera Flats got 2 sections. They got First Street and they got the flip side. They got a lot of young members over there that's catching bodies. I'm talking about teenagers with a few bodies. They starting out real young over there. There's an apartment complex in this neighborhood. You're gonna see that in American Me. A lot of these Mexican gangs actually do have different races in them. Blacks, whites, Armenians. Despite what you think, they can be open-minded. Next, we got Big Hazard 13. Now, this hood right here is said to be the hit squad for the Mexican mafia. Yeah, they earned that. This neighborhood right here also inspired American Me as well. This set right here produces a lot of high-ranking members for the Mexican mafia. These guys stay indicted. Next, we got Evergreen 13. Evergreen 13's had a lot of members killed by Primera Flats. That's why they at war. And one thing about Evergreen 13, they actually had a black shot caller at one point. He was killed by crazy-ass Mexicans. That's another gang. Next, Crazy Ass Mexicans. They actually started out as a tagging crew. A lot of these gonna start out as tagging crews, party crews, and then they're gonna turn into gangs. This was one of them. When they were a tagging crew, they started getting bigger and taking over territories. That's how they turned into a gang. See, they got a stricter program on their youngins though. So you're gonna see other gangs starting them out early, 14, 13, even 12. Right there, start catching bodies around 16, 17, not too early. Next, we got Tiny Boys 13. Now, sometimes they go by Trophy Boys or Chirac because they off of Chicago Street. This set right here is known to recruit a lot of tagging crews and get their numbers up. This set right here actually deleted one of the Primera Flats. That's why they at war. Next, we got Clica Los Primos. Now, the ones that started this were cousins from a Latin King set from Wimberwood Gardens. Broke off from that, and they started this. And despite what anybody thinks, there are Latin Kings in California. They don't run like the Chicago and the New York ones. They run under the 13. But they are here in Anaheim, Pasadena, Fontana, and more. Next, we got White Fence. White Fence is one of the oldest and most well-respected gangs in East LA. They always gonna have some active members, no matter what. That's never gonna be a problem. They probably got one of the biggest and longest beefs in Southern Cali history. I would say the world, Craig, but I don't know. The group they've been at war with, the Maravillas. Now, the thing about the Maravillas is they're Southsiders, but they're not Sureños. They got a green light on them. What that means is anything with the 13 on it, that's their enemy. But the Maravillas is a group of different sections of Maravillas, but I'm gonna count them all as one. In there, you got Lopez Maravilla, Gage Maravilla Rifa, Pomeroy Maravilla, Hoyo Maravilla, Ford Maravilla, Fraser Maravilla, Mariana Maravilla, Arizona Maravilla, and the Maravilla Projects. Again, Southsiders and not Sureños. Remember that. Next, we got Garrity Loma Trece. Now, this set right here is in the hills of East LA. They got windy roads and them hills. They use that to their advantage when their enemies try to come for them. They do them little ambush tactics. Be careful for them on the hills. And last on the list, we got East Lake Locos Trece. Now, this set right here actually started out as a football team / crew back in the day, but they were surrounded by so many gangs, they had to jump in the mix. You'll even see this neighborhood right here in the movie Training Day. Very active section. Hispanics are very low-key and they got a strict program. Shout out to all the Mexicans. These are some honorable mentions right here because we didn't forget y'all neither. Los Angeles is broken up into many different areas. This right here is strictly East LA. That's Boyle Heights, Lincoln Heights, El Sereno, the Mexicans.
That's crazy. I assume they're all Hispanic gangs, right? This guy knows a lot, and he has a shooting voice. I could listen to him. I have a question though. Is Dodger Stadium neutral ground?
You guys ever see these ribeyes for $40? These trucks stop all across the United States selling fake meat over here. And then when you expose them, these guys want to call the cops on you just because you're out here trying to talk to people about what they're putting in the meat these days, folks. If you see these across the United States, don't eat at them, folks. Don't buy their meat. It's all lab grown, folks.
Meat glue, buddy. Never stop to buy meat from a tent.
Are now in a race against time as 2 astronauts are currently stuck in space after their return trip to Earth was delayed for a 3rd time yesterday. The astronauts were supposed to have returned home from the International Space Station on June the 13th, but multiple mechanical issues have since occurred with Boeing's Starliner spacecraft, including 5 thrusters that abruptly stopped working on the way there, and 5 separate helium leaks. Now, experts say that these issues are not showstoppers, and hopefully both of these astronauts should be able to return home soon. But they also say that the return capsule does have limited fuel, which leaves them about a 45-day window to return home safely. As this situation develops, of course, I'll keep you guys updated.
So we got Ocean Gate in space. And who let Boeing design spaceship after all the issues with airplanes? Oh, I love cats. Oh, wow. Wow. What a talent. That is awesome. No wonder it feels so odd sometimes, like someone is waiting on you or watching you. Our mind can sense, we just can't see. Now imagine when you're following God's plan and the Holy Spirit is guiding you.
You would like to know how I ended up sleeping on a couch outside my brother's trailer? It's because I'm professionally lazy and financially irresponsible. But I am also extremely intelligent, and I am
I can
aware
tell.
that down here, having all your teeth makes you a supermodel. And I'm gonna find me a husband.
Blatantly honest is a good characteristic trait. And with those eyes, the world is yours.
Well, I think the secret's out about Brittany Griner. Apparently, there's a video on X that I just got done watching. A YouTuber that I watched just posted the video, and it's a Brittany Griner taking some jump shots. What I would assume is her backyard at her house near her pool, where she has a basketball hoop installed on her pool. And not only is she just taking the jump shots, she did it with no shirt on. And as you may expect, it's got a lot of people asking the same question. Is that really a she? Now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense that when she was in Russia, that they decided to put her in a men's prison.
Brittany Griner is a dude.
Advice.
Best advice I can give you?
I'm 23.
23? Start looking at investments.
Start looking at investments?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you one quick investment you would never imagine.
Okay.
All you got to do is go to Morgan Stanley.
I got me Morgan Stanley account.
Okay, go to Morgan Stanley and ask them for mutual fund in energy.
Right.
Take 20 grand. You get 3 grand every 90 days.
For forever.
Forever.
One time payment.
One time investment.
So me, I'm 23. I plan on living to 107. So 3 grand for 107 years for 90 days.
Yep. Every 90 days. Here it is. It's $12,000 a year off insurance. I'll tell you something else.
I like the way you thinking.
Go to the bank. Get you a Roth.
Roth IRA.
Put 3 grand a year in there. Right? Don't touch it until it matures, and it matures every day. All right, I guarantee you 3.7 million.
You guarantee
3.7.
What's your name?
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson. Now listen, when I get that 3.7 million, I'm gonna be looking for you.
You ain't gotta look. I'll probably be dead, man. I don't even need the money.
No way a mutual fund in energy is paying $12K a year with only $20K invested. The highest energy return is between 6 to 8%.
Y'all ain't never met a corrupt politician until you met an African corrupt politician. Meet William Ruto, and William Ruto had a problem.
See, he gets elected as the president of Kenya. People go, yeah. He go, yeah, I'm finna raise taxes. People go, what you say? He said, huh? They said, huh? What did you just say, bro? I can't afford my house. The cost of living is so high. He go, nah, y'all not understanding. If I raise your taxes, the country finna be richer. So it's gonna come down to this. It come down to he said, come down to y'all. See y'all.
It didn't go back to them. In fact, their cost of living just kept going up.
He said, not TikToker, you not listening. Tell him what else I said.
So then he tells the Kenyan people, y'all gotta be patient. And this makes sense, right? Tax stuff doesn't happen overnight. But see, he told a little lie. Take a look at these numbers. Now ignore them because they don't matter. See, politicians love to tell people the more you pay in taxes, the richer your country is gonna be. But it's never that simple, is it? Because all you gotta do is ask, what are you gonna do with the money? People start getting a little upset. William goes, I feel your pain. I'm just gonna raise the taxes some more and then we good. Everybody said, thanks. What do you say? He said, huh? You see, now y'all not listening. They said, no, not again. You can't even raise the taxes anymore. We at the limit. He said, anything's possible. So he heavily increases the taxes on bread, anybody who owns a car, medical bills, the list goes on. The people lose it. William goes, they're not that mad. They were mad. William goes, they not that mad. They was mad. William goes, they not. The rest of the world goes, they look mad. What's going on, William? William goes, don't worry, y'all. We're just having a little disagreement. Everybody goes, let's look into William. William goes, don't look into William. It's bad. This is William in international court for crimes against humanity. What are crimes against humanity? Well, let's just say if you have to go to international court for it, it's not good. Come along with 5 other high-ranking politicians were charged with, let's just say there was a church full of women and children one moment, then there was a burned down church the next moment, as well as ethnic cleansing and a bunch of people, the list goes on. William says, but we was found not guilty? No. The courts abandoned the prosecution. Very different. He said, but am I in jail though? Now I know what you're thinking. How did he become president? I only named you some of the things. His charges go on, stealing people's land, all that. Well, let me put it to you this way. If I named you all the things Donald Trump has been charged for with the evidence, he still get votes. In fact, he simply just said the same thing as Donald Trump. Fake news. But shout out to the people of Kenya because they protested and protested and protested. So through intense pressure, he says he's going to reduce some of the taxes. Oh, you weren't listening to me, were you? I said a corrupt politician. He not stopping till the job is done. He just wanted to make the headlines look good. The taxes are still high. Kenya, lock in.
He's going to be the first president in Kenya to serve 1 term, probably half term.
Okay, so I just got my Verizon bill
where I cut off my account or whatever and I stopped making the payments. Don't mind this hair. And I just want to read it. In approximately 10 days from the date of this notice, we will attempt to debit your credit or debit card referenced below for all or part of your Verizon bill's unpaid balance under the terms of our backup payment agreement. If you prefer to avoid this action, you may make a same-day payment in full for the unpaid balance due. Okay, let's just first start off with what was on the account. 2 phones and 2 watches. Okay. The balance as of this date that is unpaid is $439 million. What the $439 million. What the
Maybe if you call and complain, they'll give you $10 off.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
Wow. Thank you, God, for allowing us to be healed and recover from the traumas. You are wonderful.
Rich hobbies do open doors. I'm going to tell you a story. 7 years ago, I had a conversation with this guy, and I mentioned the word golf, and this guy just lit up. 2 weeks later, he invites me to this prestigious country club in Boca Raton. We have a blast. He introduced me to all these people. I started doing business with him. I mean, we're talking about like 6-figure worth of business with this person. And the person he recommended me, like, he played golf too. It opens doors. I don't care what people say, but guess what? I enjoy golfing. So I'm making this video because, am I right? Like, do rich hobbies open up doors? Because I think it opens up doors.
Rich hobbies equal ways to network with rich people. Hang out with millionaires and you'll become a millionaire.
My baby is the best. Always cook.
So, if someone is with you through this hard time, then you're not homeless. You're each other home. You're just lacking a house.
This is not a car, as the US is entering a new unthinkable dystopian nightmare with one of the most dangerous vehicles ever legally hitting the road, and if you see it, run. People were shocked after it was announced that Bugatti was creating a new road monster and it will change all life in America, with reports saying this vehicle can travel a dangerous 250 miles per hour in a matter of a few seconds, as air travels right through it, allowing no air resistance. The car has a shocking 3 roaring motors attached to it, giving it a staggering 1,800 horsepower, being able to push anything or anyone out of its way. The creators show off their bumpers that actually lighten the car, reduces tire wear, and even severely protect the driver, meaning if they hit you, they will be fine, but you will not. The interior is even more insane, as it has white and gold trimmings, since Bugatti mentioned they want to be timeless and continue to be on the road for years to come. The car will be sold by 2026 and only has 250 of them made. They will be listed at $4.6 million.
Talk about exclusivity.
Have our beautiful Matchback Manis. There was no specification on size, it was just we're ordering one, and here it is, and it's big, and it is beautiful.
I didn't expect him to flip it over. You know?
No, I didn't either. Should I just try it?
Yeah.
Like one slice or double?
Double.
Probably double, right?
Hot. Oh, look at that.
What flavor did you go for?
We went for chocolate and peanuts, but he also put on margarine, butter, and condensed milk. Try it.
You put cheese?
It looks so juicy.
Oh my god. Wow.
Try the cheese one.
Oh, this is really good.
This is one of our signature cake in Indonesia. A lot of people like it. If you ever come to Indonesia, try it.
Let's talk about my experience in Indonesia while I'm eating at this restaurant. If they say spicy, it's actually
Yeah.
spicy. Like, I love spicy foods, but in America, like it's hard to find something that's like actually really spicy. I got this pad thai thinking that it's gonna be like America spicy where it's like, okay. But no, this is some spicy shit. There are so many bikes here. So many bikes. People always take a goddamn motorcycle everywhere, and there are millions of them. Millions. No one here can drive safely.
Nope.
Everybody here is just doing their own thing on the road. It's like Mario Kart.
We drive like a
It's like
racer.
Mario Kart on the road. Like people are just zooming. They don't give a fuck about you or where you're going. They're on a mission themselves. There's like no rules for traffic. No rules. No laws. Oh, Indonesians love a white boy. They love a white boy.
I don't know about that.
I love a bule boy. I feel like the matcha here is a lot better. Fish here is so much better. Rice here is so much better. The service here is a lot better. Especially like flight attendants, like people in the airport, like so much nicer. Have you noticed that? I feel like the food here is less greasy. Oh, the clubs. We went to a club last night and it was so much fun because yeah, the age range is crazy. You can get in when you're really, really young, and then a lot of like older people go too. But people actually dance and like get involved. It was so much more fun. Even the housekeeper in the bar was dancing along with us, and he was so funny. He was getting down,
He was throwing it down for sure.
throwing it back and everything. It was so funny. I just feel like people here are a lot friendlier. The only thing that I would say like when they aren't friendly is
Bali is full of foreigners now, and we welcome them with open arms. Our nightlife is fun, but not too crazy, unlike in Thailand or some other places, because our culture is strong and well preserved. Bali is suitable for families and single people alike. We keep it PG-13 over here. The wilder activities are kept behind closed doors.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing fine. Got a quick message for everyone. The revolution has started. Get ready for the major changes to take place that people like myself have been talking about for the last 4 years, guys. Get ready. It's starting. Lovely. This whole world, the whole of society is about to change. We're on the precipice of this major life change, guys. Okay? Stay focused, stay strong, stay positive. Don't let that negative nuisance energy take you down today. Okay? The revolution is about to start. Get ready, because we're about to make the most epic changes that this world has ever seen. Okay? Enjoy, sit back, grab your popcorn, and let's go. Sending love and light, guys.
It's about time we remove these politicians that are consider themselves elite. Game over.
Car market is so cooked. I just found out the EU is desperately trying to stop these Chinese car brands from absolutely taking over their market. But it's not even working. And I think it's only a matter of time before the US is cooked as well. See, despite jacking up tariffs to 38% on imported Chinese cars, the EU cannot stop the rise of BYD. And I'll be honest, I don't really blame them. They sell an amazing little EV for less than $10,000. On the other end of the spectrum, they sell a supercar that's faster than a Bugatti for only like $200,000. And not to mention, they also have an SUV that can literally drive across water. But what can possibly stop this company from coming over here and killing Ford, Tesla, GM, and everybody in between? Well, America has already imposed a 100% tariff on imported Chinese cars, hoping to boost American jobs and stop what they see as unfair competition. But I'm not sure if that's going to work. It seems like cars are getting more expensive over here every single day. If someone's going to sell me a $10,000 EV, I don't care where it comes from. What do you guys think? Would you ever buy a Chinese-made EV?
Free market, unless the West is losing. If you know, you know.
Have you guys seen that video with the sheep? Yeah, there's like a farm, but it's not real sheep. It's white folks dressed as sheep. They literally have sheep costumes, and people are watching them like they're in a zoo or something like that. My white brothers and sisters, I know you ain't got nothing to do, but really, you love dogs and cats, you love animals, but you really want to be one. I mean, come on. And when I looked, it was all white people, all of them. Oh my God. If I see one black person, you know there's gonna be somebody black that's gonna join them. So if they do, would they be considered a black sheep?
I found out today that cartel leaders, they have better tombs than I have regular cribs. You heard that right. This is a tomb. Yeah, that's why I said a tomb where somebody dies in. This is El Chapo and his 3 brothers. Yeah, they're not even dead yet. But clearly you can have motion in the afterlife. This dude added an entire church to his tomb. So 50 of his family members could come and pray every Sunday. I don't know if they think he's in heaven or he thinks he's going to heaven, but newsflash, buddy. Going downstairs, my friend. This is El Guero's wife's tomb. And funny enough, he's the one that killed her. So there's that. Could you imagine you kill your wife and then get her a tomb and then force her family to bury her in that so you could go visit her? Hey, babe, hope you're resting in peace. I'm sorry I sent you there, but just want you to know things are going good out here. This is the definition of iniquitous work at its finest. This literally looks like a crib straight out of Miami. $450,000. When he dies, got a very nice resting place. And cartel people, if you guys see this, just know these are all jokes. I want zero smoke. I respect everything y'all do. Respect to the dead. I'm just kidding. Boss of bosses, as they called him, spent $650,000 on this castle. That looks like an actual castle. My boy's going to die in the castle. I ain't gonna lie, man. I need motion now and in the afterlife. Y'all have inspired me. I need to do better. Regular tombstone cremation? No. I need a crib.
Me too. I want zero smoke. I'm not saying nothing.
Handwriting quotes on paper for the past month, posting them on Facebook, and then getting paid. Let's see how much we made. So a few months ago, I made this video talking about the 1-sentence side hustle. You build or acquire a Facebook page, post content like images and text on it, and then get paid through the performance bonus program. These handwritten quote images seem to always do well. I think they feel more organic and look better in the feed, so I decided to double down on those. I went to the store and bought a variety of different notebooks, paper, markers, and pens, and then went to work handwriting over 70 quotes. Also printed some in different fonts, and created some basic quote images in Photoshop to test as well. I took pictures of the handwritten quotes and then scheduled them out on my page for the month. First couple weeks were slow. I think the most I made on a post was $10, which is still good for about 5 minutes of work, but then things started to really heat up. One post in particular started growing fast. It ended up with 69,000 likes, 4,000 comments, and alone made $650. Insane. The page as a whole generated $1,700 the past month. I probably spent 5 to 7 hours total working on it. Yeah, this is underrated. Follow for more. Peace.
It's called the performance bonus. It's mostly for image and text-based content, as other monetization exists for videos. Do it with verses, Bible verses, folks. You're welcome. Don't go anywhere because we still have fire clips after fire clips back to back.
They would give the Nazi soldiers basically meth. They gave the soldiers of Finland meth as well. It was a ski patrol. One of the leaders, he hadn't slept for 3 days because he's been on guard. And he was just like trying to keep up and like falling behind, like starting to fall asleep, like while skiing. And he realized he had the entire troops thing of meth and it all dumped out into his hand. And he's just like, whatever, boom.
No.
Took all 30 of them. They said it was like almost instant, just flew past all of them, just like going and going and going. And the guys were like, hey, slow down. He ended up going the wrong way.
Oh, no.
Totally lost the group. And then all of a sudden he was like under a ton of gunfire. He was like hiding like in holes that he would dig and stuff. He ran over a landmine, got severely injured, but he's like, I don't really feel it. And so he kept going, eventually made it back to the camp. He didn't sleep for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He weighed 94 pounds, and they said that his heart rate was still 200 beats a minute.
Dude.
How was he alive?
I never heard someone gasp so much and so loud.
Men in New York City today said enough is enough, and they took care of business on their own. If the politicians aren't going to do anything, the police aren't going to do anything. The men in New York City said enough is enough, and when they saw this guy riding on his bicycle, and you remember I did a video 2 days ago, he kidnapped 2 13-year-old girls, tied them up after soccer practice and SA'd one of them. So a man in New York City saw him driving his bike down the road and said, yo, that's him. And guess what they did? They did what they had to do. They took care of business, and then they called police, because they said enough is enough. If the politicians aren't going to do anything, the police ain't going to do anything, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands. And the men in New York City basically took this guy in custody, maybe with a little extra, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little
It's
what I'm saying.
okay.
What do you guys think in the comments? Do you agree with this or don't you agree with this? Do you think they should be charged for what they did to this guy or not charged? I know what I think. I just want to know what you think. Put it in the comments. Let's go to the men in New York City. Let's go.
Vigilante justice has now become necessary, because the higher ups let things slide and people have had enough.
They market this for pets. Raw kefir is one of the best foods that human beings can have. It's stupid that it's illegal in some states, so they have to market it as for pets, but I'm an animal.
I drink goat milk every day. It's really good for you.
The crazy thing is they're actually solid carved, and they're carved out of very hard stone, right? What is it they're carved out of?
Oh, granite, diorite,
Granite, diorite.
igneous rock.
And if you show it, could you pick that thing up to show everybody? The crazy thing is that it's not only perfectly symmetrical. Again, don't use the word perfect, right? Because it's within what width of a human hair? It's some crazy...
Yeah, like 2.5 thousandths or something like that.
2.5 thousandths of a human hair.
Have you ever used one of these?
Yes, I have.
Measure the lip there, right? See that?
Yes, sir.
Measure that and then turn it 90 degrees and measure it and
Okay,
tell
well,
me what you
obviously-
get. It's a copy of the original. So basically...
So I'm measuring it here, and then I'm going to measure it here. So it's essentially exactly the same everywhere, right? Is that the idea?
It's within about a hour and a half.
So it's perfect, except up to what percentage of human hair again?
I would say in shop talk, it's perfect. Yeah.
In
But
shop talk, it's perfect.
Yeah. A human hair, 2.5 thousand, 3,000.
So this is how you measure it all with this equipment. Thing is, it's like you couldn't spin this on a potter's wheel. This is where it gets really crazy.
No.
Because of these handles.
Right.
The big deal is these goddamn handles.
That's a big deal.
Because even if you just slowly and meticulously with the finest of craftsmanship spun this to a perfect accuracy, just with like high grit sandpaper, where it slowly over time made it perfectly round, and you got so good at it that you get it within how much of a human hair again?
About a human hair.
Okay.
2.5 though.
Okay, let's say it's a human hair, which is pretty small. How the hell are you going to do these handles? How are you going to make these perfect too?
There's another question you need to ask too.
How do you get the inside out?
No.
What?
How do you measure it to be sure that you're within that human hair?
Right. What kind of equipment are you using?
What kind of instruments do you use?
Yeah, it seems like this would be a problem. I don't think they had this. And if they did have this, they didn't have this part.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
I don't know either.
No. And all of them have the same sort of similar measurement to them in terms of their perfection?
Actually, some of them, there's one more precise than that one.
Really?
The original, yeah. They call it the spinner. I think it's that one at the front there.
So this is just one example of one of the mind-blowing mysteries involved in this culture. They had some kind of capability of not just doing that and not just making the vases, but also making the pyramids themselves, which are beyond comprehension.
They're huge.
Trust me, dude. One of the biggest hacks, first thing I do in the morning, wake up, do a potion. This is one of my favorite potions for cleansing the body. Warm water, apple cider vinegar, chlorophyll, lemon, and 3 drops of wild-pressed oregano. Wild-pressed oregano oil, the amount of antioxidants and antiseptics it has, dude, it cleans you from the inside out.
You really shouldn't take oregano for long periods of time. Think about it like taking an antibiotic. But always do your own research, folks.
I always get the same breakfast every morning. Get 4 Alordi and 2 twisted donuts. Can I get 2 iced caramels? Thank you. I'm always getting the same iced coffee every morning. This is 39 pesos or 63 cents. and it's an iced caramel macchiato. It hits the spot every time. I'm a big fan of like bougie coffee, but it doesn't get much better than this. Every morning I like make scrambled eggs with these alorde buns, and the alorde buns are 5 pesos each, and then the twisted donut is also 5 pesos. It's just the best. I'm not joking when I say that I've eaten one of these every single day since I've been here. It's just fried dough with sugar.
Yeah.
So simple,
I
but
know.
it's just so good, and it never misses.
Philippines is cheap, just like Indonesia, but she needs to take it easy on the sugar.
Exposing my famous Hollywood celebrity neighbor is causing chaos in Hollywood. They don't know what to do with me. I don't work for them directly, so they can't control me, but they're trying. On Monday, I posted a video about setting a trap for my Hollywood celebrity neighbor that he stepped right into. That video alone ruins his career, let alone the production that I have behind it. So what does Hollywood do? Well, my neighbor contacts a top executive of a major motion picture studio. They reach out, invite me in for a meeting. When they ask me not to reveal the video, I say no. Can you imagine telling an executive of a motion picture studio no? Well, I did, and it's quite fun because there's no consequences to me. And there's 705 videos? You can't intimidate me. My neighbors tried that multiple times. People know what's going on in Hollywood. I'm not going anywhere. So they took a different tact, and they offered me projects inside their studios. Look, my neighbor represents billions of dollars to these projects that he's attached to. So ruining his career basically ruins part of Hollywood. Sorry, you shouldn't be attaching people like my neighbor to your projects. That's not my problem, it's yours. Don't call me, I'll call you.
Grab your ears and lift up. Hold them forward and hold for 30 seconds.
What is depuffing means? Oh, teachers did this for 10 years, so I'm fine. I didn't miss it.
When the camera showed Jay-Z, he had a snake inside of him. I'm talking about, it was like this big, and the snake was colorful, and it wasn't saying anything or doing anything, but it was just, he was walking around and I could see the snake inside of him, and the tail was moving a little bit. It was like swaying like this. And you could see him like, scene fast forward, you could see him going like this through songs. He's trying to find the right song. He's narrating on the DVD saying, you got to find the right song. He said, if you get the right artist with the right song and you crack the door open, he said, God will come in. He was lying because it wasn't the God of the Bible. It was the God of this world, which is Satan. And he found the song, and the snake that I was watching the whole time, because I was looking to see if anybody else saw it, but it was just me. The snake started speaking like at a real fast rate. It started going like this, like real fast. And he looked like he was possessed, like I was when I was dancing. And he started mumbling, and he went in the studio and he did the song after that happened. And he said, I don't know what y'all call it, man. I call it my magic moment. And I was about to cry and go crazy, because what was happening to me at that time was I was realizing that Satan is real. And I was realizing that I'm on the wrong side.
Yeah. You notice how Jay-Z and Beyonce have been quit and laying low after P. Diddy.
Mr. Beast. We are like a legion. We are one. We are many.
But did you see Mr. Beast, the guy Chris, transitioning? That's super viral right now. I have a theory. My theory is that like someone had to do it. Whether it's Beast, Chandler, or Chris, somebody had to do it. For what purpose? What do you mean? Beast is like the biggest YouTuber ever with the young audience. So you're saying it was like to protect the channel? Protect the channel, just level up in life, just secure his everything. Like, hey, Beast, you want to become a woman? Or like someone on your team has to become a woman? I'll just make Vince do it. Or I'd make you do it.
Demons in the Bible, when they spoke, they said, "We are legion, we are many."
I was born, raised, and still live in the Appalachian Mountains. Growing up here, you experience a lot of things, and you also hear a lot of stories of different things that different people have experienced. Out of all the things that I've experienced myself and all the stories I've heard in real life and here on TikTok, the creature that my parents have encountered at completely different time periods in life is different than anything I've ever heard before. I gotta tell y'all these stories. I'll start off with my dad's encounter because it happened first. My dad, before he ever even met my mom, he was walking down the road to a friend's house, and he heard something over in the creek making a whole bunch of noise. Pitch black dark outside, you know, there's no street lights out in the rural areas. So he just keeps on walking, and this thing is following him. He said it was out of sight, but it was loud enough that he knew it was there. So he goes to his friend's house, he stays for a while. He told his buddy, you know, that something was following him. He didn't think nothing else about it. He went on and headed back home. The next day, those same people, they asked my dad, "Buddy, what the did you bring to my house last night?" They said, "Because after you left, this white ape came running out of the woods." And trigger warning, this is awful. But this white gorilla, ape, whatever it is, grabs all three of their dogs one by one and throws them through the door so hard that they smacked the wall in the back of the house. The dogs all lived, they were all yelping. They said it happened so fast they didn't even know what was going on. And mind you, the two men, he said, were pretty questionable and you didn't know whether to believe what they said or not. But he said their mom was incredibly trustworthy, a very holy woman and never lied about anything. And she said she seen the exact same thing. Fast forward 10 years down the road, my mom meets my dad. I think they're still dating at this time, I'm not really sure. But they're driving down Buck Creek. My mom said she looked over in her mirror and she saw a white creature come out of the woods. She said it was solid white, probably about 7 foot tall. It was taller than my dad. She said it looked like a man, but it stood like a gorilla. She said it was standing in the middle of the road with its arms like this on the ground in front of it, you know, like a gorilla stance. And she said in one motion, one swift motion, jumped from the road onto the bank into the woods and it was gone.
Wow.
And my parents didn't tell me this one, but my aunt, who has passed away now, always told me about a huge white monkey looking into her trailer window one day. She said it was so tall that it had to bend over, and she said it had solid blue eyes. I don't know. What do y'all think?
All I can think about Appalachian Mountains is Wrong Turn and Deliverance.
Deep footage from Area 51. Part 2.
What is that? What am I seeing? You let me know in the comment what we're seeing here. Okay, that's it. Oh. Oh, the tunnel? I guess it's a tunnel. Yo, I'm gonna need my curtains back, homie.
When somebody tries to be you, they are envious of you. Envy is the desire to possess something that belongs to somebody else. And it's a low vibration. It's a demonic spirit, the spirit of envy. When someone else copies you and wants to be you, runs behind you trying to find out everything they can about you, it's a low vibration. People, The only thing you can do is separate yourself from these kind of people. They are dealing with a demonic energy, and you do not want that energy around you.
What if they look up to you and admire you? You know, like little nephews.
A Russian scientist thinks he might have found the elixir of life.
It has a mechanism to prolong life. And taking into account the amount, I mean the periods of time, forever. It has a mechanism to live forever.
In 2009, Dr. Anatoly Bruzhkov discovered a strain of bacteria in the Siberian permafrost. The bacteria, which was named Bacillus F, was 3.5 million years old and still alive in the permafrost. And he did what any sensible person would do. He injected it straight into his veins. Dr. Bruzhkov finished sequencing the Bacillus F gene code in 2015. By then, he had made another interesting discovery, that not only did the bacteria seem to be immune to aging, but they had a life-extending effect on every organism that it touched. When injected with it, female mice would continue to reproduce well into their old age. Crops exposed to it were more fast-growing and frost-resistant. The people of this town are even known to live longer, and they think it's because the Bacillus F is leaking into their water supply. To test the longevity effect firsthand, Dr. Bruzhkov then decided to inject himself with this ancient bacterium. It worked so well on Bruzhkov that his colleagues started calling it the elixir of life. 2 years after the injection, he reported needing far less sleep and feeling way more fulfilled on the shorter amount of sleep. He would work way longer hours without feeling cognitive decline or any tiredness whatsoever.
And to tell the truth, after I took it, I never had a flu for 2 years, at least for 2 years. So any cold, any type of the cold.
Whether it is an elixir of life or a strong placebo, Bacillus F is actually one of many strains of miracle bacteria found in the frozen tundra of Siberia. Another ancient Siberian species can apparently convert petroleum molecules into water, proving a potential solution for cleaning up oil spills.
For example, this doctor is 400 years old. Who wants to live forever? Only people who feel dead. Enjoy the day you have, folks.
So I keep seeing that randonut thing all over TikTok, and I really want to try it out. So I just downloaded the app, and I found a location that's like 1.5 miles by my house.
This is why you don't go randonauting when you don't know what you're doing. TikTok user Taylor Vasquez wanted to try the app out for herself. And if you don't know, this app gives you random coordinates based on your own manifestations. And while the science behind it is unproven, that didn't stop Taylor from manifesting something near her home where she saw strange pictures that she couldn't explain. But here's the first clip, and let me know what you think.
Alright, so I think I gotta go this way down a creek.
No.
Alright, this is what I found so far. Pretty creepy. I'll go see what that is. Okay, so I just opened up one of the photos, and it's whatever the f that is. Then we have these random three. This one's It's Your Birthday with the snowman with... I don't know. And these two I just put together. It's like, play with me. Alright, I think it was just my imagination. I think I'm just hearing shit, but I'm trying to read these. I swear I'm friendly. Play with me. I swear I'm friendly. Play with me.
Now, after her first video went viral, a viewer pointed out something that she didn't see while she was there. And while Taylor doesn't have an active TikTok account anymore, she did end up going back to the same spot and finding a notebook. But I'll leave that for part 2 if you want it. But here's what she caught on camera.
No one was with me, and tell me if you guys think that looks like a ghost child, because I don't know. But I didn't know if she photoshopped it or not. So I went to my videos and I screenshotted the exact part that she shows right there. And I see the face too.
What do you do, man? I'm a makeup artist. This is fantastic.
This man is about to reveal a magic sales tactic.
How much do you charge per hour?
800.
How many customers have come to you and said, can you lower the price?
Quite a few.
Quite a few? What do you do then?
I say no.
Why?
Because that's my time, that's my skill, and that's my product.
Never say no. Because then you walk away from a sale. What you got to figure out is how to make the customer feel bad for not buying. I'm coming to you. Hi, Sinisiwe. Can you do my face, please? I have a budget of 420.
I charge 8.
No, I wasn't asking how much you charge. I said my budget is 420. What have you just said to me? No. Can I play you? Try it.
I have a budget of 420.
Where are you going?
To wedding.
Is there going to be like friends there?
Yeah.
Are you married? You have an ex? So your ex might be at the wedding. What's it worth to you to make sure that your ex sees you looking the best you've ever looked? What did I just do? I changed the conversation from price to value. Now in her mind, the anchor's not price. The anchor is this bloody extra. Price is the conversation people have absent of value. Never talk price. Always talk value.
But I'm still not changing my budget. I have bills to pay, man. This won't work in my country. We love to bargain.
Have you guys heard of this new thing called non-native EMF? Yeah, you're going to want to listen to this. Check this out.
A lot of you may be waking up to non-native EMF. And what do I mean by that? Whoa, what do we got here? Let's zoom in. What the heck is that? So that's an EMF tower. That's a radio tower for cell phones. What's it right next to? The water tower. The water that actually floods into thousands and thousands of homes that are using for drinking and cleaning and bathing. So why the heck would they put that tower right next to it? What does that even do? Do you guys know that water holds memory? That water is a solvent. It holds frequency. Why would they put a non-native frequency that has been proven to have negative impacts on health at a cellular level right next to a water tower when our human bodies are 99% water at a molecular level? Thus, what is the agenda behind this? Is there an agenda? These are questions we got to start asking. That's why it's so imperative to zoom out and to start asking the questions, connecting the dots, getting your water source right to come out hydrated.
Those things are literally all over the place, and this is also why I create Orgon Energy as well. Orgon, as you can see on my chest over here, I create these in order to help with electromagnetic frequency as well as low ELF waves. But putting these by towers that holds the water, y'all, you can't imagine what it's doing to the water at the cellular level. Imagine how people are feeling right now with these things, around us. People are complaining about what's going on with these type of devices. And this right here around my neck really helps with you guys. If you guys are interested, you guys could look at my link in my bio and order some off my Etsy. But did you guys know about this non-native EMF? Let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
It reminds me to pray over all my water now.
Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1820. Then why are they telling us in 1543 they had the heliocentric globe model? How can you have a globe model if you haven't even discovered the whole world yet? That doesn't make any sense. Nobody thinks of that? Another weird thing is, how come they say we discovered Antarctica in 1820 if there are maps from way before 1820 with Antarctica on it? There's even a map from 1513 called the Perry-Reese map that shows Antarctica without any ice on it. So again, I'm just having a hard time keeping up with the lies. They didn't discover Antarctica till 1820, but they were drawing it in maps from hundreds and hundreds of years before. We had a globe, heliocentric globe model invented hundreds and hundreds of years before we apparently ever made it to Antarctica. So how do you know we live on a ball if you haven't been everywhere on the flat land that you're traveling on? That doesn't make any sense. Really weird. When you do the work and you realize they lied about everything, and then there's a lie on top of the lie on top of the lie, why would you believe anything they say? You have to do your own research. But then again, this is just for your entertainment.
The world is bigger than we thought. They don't want us to explore the rest.
For the bonus, located at 651 Main Street, Buffalo, New York, opening in 1877. We have the Dr. Ray B. Pierce Palace Hotel, where this gets wild. We've talked about energy here on this channel, how these buildings hold energy, but this gets deep. The place was half hotel, half hospital, where the baths and gymnasiums on the campus were known nationwide for their healing and restorative powers. A healing hotel. Where is this why a lot of the old world buildings have been destroyed? Because they held healing powers for all of us. Where two presidents were frequent visitors. Pierce's Palace Hotel was open only 4 years before it burned down in 1881. And are we right or what? Is this not a nod? I'm not joking. Every time I see this narrative, I am more and more surprised. For one, that we never noticed this before. And for two, that they really put this in the narrative over and over and over, all over the world. And we know here that that building was much older than just 4 years. And you can see what I'm talking about with all of these fires when we just flip over to the St. Peter's Cathedral Basilica in London, Ontario, and see that they just throw this into the narrative as a nod to their group for future generations, in my opinion, to recognize which buildings are from the previous civilization, where it says that there were multiple churches on this location. The first one was destroyed in the London fire, 1845, and a larger frame church was built. But this church also burned down in 1850, 5 years later. And we have a whole series about this nod called The Fire Games. It's all in a playlist, which includes episode 68 and episode 69. So now let's get back to this Pierce's Hotel. After that fire that we just showed, in 1881, Pierce opened his Invalids Hotel and Surgical Institute on the 600 block of Main Street, which survived until 1941, where things begin to get interesting. The beginning of the end for the Pierce's Invalids Hotel and Surgical Institute likely came to an end in 1939 when the Federal Trade Commission included this cease and desist order in a stipulation. They were basically no longer allowed to call themselves doctors or medical men. They were no longer able to give medical advice. Not being able to call themselves doctors or call their advice medical advice must have been a lethal blow a little over a year later, where in my opinion, this was the end of this old world medicine, old world healing powers coming to an end when on August 1st, 1941, the Invalids Hotel and Surgical Institute discontinued operations, and Pierce, the one that had this knowledge of old world healings, passes away. And 2 years after that, 1944, Kane announced that they would be destroying all of the Pierce's estate's glass work.
I'm fascinated by this type of content. Follow this guy on YouTube, The My Lunch Break.
There's a movie called Flight Plan. Have you heard of the movie?
No.
It goes like this. A woman named Kyle, who happens to be an airline engineer, she boards a flight from Berlin to the US with her little daughter, Julia. It is a very rough trip for the both of them. They flew to Berlin to claim Kyle's dead husband's body. Yeah, the husband died. He's mysteriously dead. And now they're bringing his body in the plane cargo all the way back home to the United States. Now, Kyle obviously is not in her right state of mind. She just lost her husband, the father of her child, Julia. So when the plane takes off, she decides to take some anti-anxiety medication. She ends up knocking out. When she wakes up, her daughter Julia is gone. Kyle starts freaking out. She alerts the flight crew and they drop everything. Well, everything but flying the plane, of course. They drop everything to help her find her missing daughter. But slowly, Kyle can feel the flight crew. They're getting distracted. They're not trying to help her. They're not making eye contact with her. What the hell is wrong with you people? My child is missing. We have to find her. Ma'am, you boarded alone. Julia, your daughter, is not on the plane's manifest. She is not a passenger on the plane. No, that can't be true because your records are incorrect. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. They aren't. We spoke with the authorities in Berlin. Your child, Julia, died in Berlin with your husband. You must be in a state of shock and grief that your brain is not processing the information. You might be hallucinating. Kyle almost believes them until she sees a tiny heart that her daughter drew on the plane's window when it got fogged up. And now she's on a mission on this plane in the air to prove that her daughter has been kidnapped on a plane, on a moving plane. At the end of the movie, Kyle is able to prove that her daughter was very much real and did board the plane.
What? Then why did they lie to her?
It was a ransom. Shady people doing shady things, trying to frame her for ransom.
Already watched this movie. I love the ending. Recommend it.
When I was a kid, there wasn't nothing that we couldn't burn with a magnifying glass. We were literally going around and burning everything. So I went to YouTube and found some videos of some kids burning paper. Just like when I was a kid. Except now, after April 8th,
there's a Mandela effect for you.
You can't burn white paper.
There you go.
There's brown. Burn what?
Crazy.
Paper is flat on the ground, transferring heat. Do the part sticking up. Alright folks, I'm going to end our video with this coming clip. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and don't forget to like or dislike so I can make better content. Thank you for staying till the end. There's a free gift below if you like. Thank you for watching. Have a prosperous day, and God bless.
And it's crazy, it's like most of the time it's like I ain't got time to be arguing with you all the time, man.
Man, fuck arguing, man. Can you give me something to sit on, man?
Oh yeah, why you ain't ask? I got mad chairs, man.
Oh, shit, you sure ain't got one. Oh Lord, this be the electric chair from the Green Mile. Are you kidding me? That's a Green Mile electric chair. Same chair look like. Are you kidding me, man?
Come on, man.
7 Shades of Grey. You gotta be kidding me, man.
At least sit in this seat.
I'm not sitting in that. I guarantee to get shot. Kidding me? I'm not sitting in that, man. A lot of people passed away in that chair, man. Are you serious? I know that chair been around since Abraham Lincoln. It looks like that's the first chair Abe sat in. I'm telling you, Abraham Lincoln sat in that chair. I'm not sitting in that.
But you gotta understand, my grandparents, they passed this
I
shit
hear you,
down.
man. I can see it was passed down. Shit, it was passed down when Abraham signed that damn paper for us to get free. I know he signed that paper right in that chair, man. Matter of fact, let me get his seat down. Green Mile chair.
Go ahead, man.
Damn, I need to sit and shit, man. Ah. Lord have mercy. That still got resistors in there. I felt the ghost. I'm telling you. I felt the ghost.